Hello everyone and welcome to my second ever sketchbook tour. In this video I'll be showing you guys the sketchbooks I used while I was in art school. Now I suspect that this video will be very long. There are quite a few sketchbooks to go through, so grab a snack, grab a drink and let's get started. Now for the first sketchbook, this one I mainly used before I got into art school. I have some sketches in here from the assignments I had to make to try to get into the art schools. A little bit of context regarding my applications. I studied graphic design and after graduating I researched several different art schools within the Netherlands and I applied to, I think, 3 schools. One was Sint-Joost, the animation and illustration course, and the other 2 applications I did were for HKU. One was for the game art course and the other one was for 2D animation. The page you're seeing right now is for the application from Sint-Joost. If I remember correctly, the assignment was to make something that related to my childhood fears. And on these pages I was exploring what I wanted to draw. These are studies by an artist called Roberto Ferri. I really admire his art. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I wanted to make some studies of his art. Just some quick sketches, I think, for the intro page of my portfolio. And a movie ticket. The right page is for a larger piece I ended up making. I don't know if I still have that one anywhere. If I find it, I'll show it on screen. Here are some figure drawing studies. I also wanted to put these in my portfolio. Just some quick sketches to show that I was trying to understand human anatomy. Here are some more. I'm pretty sure I used Pinterest references for these. Here I made some character designs for a prompt. And this prompt was a stuffy dad that worked in a museum. I tried to draw different shapes for the bodies and different characteristics for each character. Though in the end I find them very subtle differences. Some funny drawings of birds and other cute animals. I love drawing animals, so you see that a lot too. Here I wanted to make a project where I would redraw Disney characters. So like from the old movies, from Pinocchio and Snow White and stuff. And I wanted to make like an illustration series of it. I never ended up actually doing something with these. Right here you can see that I tried to make a quick like animation sketch before I tried to apply to HKU animation. I hadn't really animated before, so within my sketchbook I tried to make like the first setup for a short animation that I could quickly put into my portfolio since the application was only a few weeks away, so I didn't have the time to make like a very intricate animation. I tend to sketch really lightly, so whenever I do make a mistake, I can easily erase it. But because of that, most of my sketches are like, you will hardly be able to see them. Here is a Howl's Moving Castle drawing. These drawings are for the application from game art. I wanted to make some cute sidekicks and was exploring what kind of animal I wanted to draw for it. On the left side you'll see a comic study I did. I think this was about nightmares I had as a child. And the right page, again, some character designs for sidekicks. Here are some more sidekicks. And here I made the first sketches for a perspective illustration. At first I wanted to draw my room, but my room isn't all that interesting, so I ended up going with something else in the end. This was part of the intake process for the animation course. Right here you see the comic I made for the application of St. Joost. It's literally just a redraw of a nightmare I had when I was a child. I don't really like the result of it. I also never submitted it to the school. I didn't want my first submission to be something I felt bad about. And by that time I was already accepted into the animation program, so it didn't really matter. Oh, right here is the first sketch for the large piece I submitted to the animation program of the perspective drawing. It's a large museum room with a huge boat in there, with lots of books and boxes all around. I'm really proud of it. I think it also played a large part in me getting accepted into the program. I also never attempted such a complex perspective drawing before, and I think I pulled it off pretty great, so yeah, that's a win. On the right side you'll see a small sketch from one of the characters I made for the animation application. We had to come up with a character and draw several different poses for it. And my character was a bounty hunter with angel wings. This tiny drawing I really like the expression of. I also tried another character first that was a bit more leaning towards the horror side. I really enjoy horror. I like reading horror books and watching horror movies, but whenever I try to make drawings regarding to horror, I notice that I don't really like the result of it. So like right now, I don't really draw horror stuff anymore, but back then I was still really trying to figure out whether I was comfortable drawing it or not, so you'll see that a lot more in these sketchbooks. Here are some cute raccoon drawings and a character design. I think this is just for myself, trying to figure out how I wanted to draw a face. These sketches were for a freelance project. Right here was already accepted at HKU animation, and my classmates gave me some tips regarding to my insecurities with drawing lightly, as I said before. And they said that I should try drawing with a pen directly, so actually skipping the sketch stage. So I tried that for a while. Here is my D&D character. This was the first time I ever made a D&D character, and I really like him a lot. Sadly, I never ended up actually playing a campaign with him. COVID by that time was already a thing, and yeah, but he still lives in my mind. I really like him. Also right here I got Posca markers for the first time and was making some little drawings with it. Something else you might notice is that I often draw like little boxes within my pages. If I just draw a smaller box in it and draw there, it feels a lot more comforting to me. Plus, I also really like to fill up my pages as much as I can. Right here, I made a draw this in your style of a cute bear drinking tea. I made it when I hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, I think, just to celebrate. And right here from this page. So I think I forgot I had this sketchbook and I never filled it up. And in 2020 somewhere, I found it again and wanted to continue drawing in it. So I wrote that down just as a little disclaimer for myself to know what the timeline for the sketchbook is. In 2022, I also really liked to explore more with color within my sketchbooks. And that's all for this sketchbook. Here's the sketchbook brand. I didn't really like this sketchbook. The pages were really thick and textured, and I didn't really know how to work with it. So also when I put it down flatly, the pages kept flapping up, which wasn't ideal. Here's the second sketchbook. I think it's A6 format. And I started it in 2019, so a little bit later than the first one. Here you see that I tend to make little lists of things that I want to draw that I probably never end up actually drawing. Oh, also, I tended to really enjoy drawing other people's draw this in your styles at this time. Most of these are from Instagram artists I followed, and it really helped me with my creativity. I didn't necessarily have to make up the characters myself, I just used someone else's art and gave it my own spin, which was a really fun challenge, I think. Here are some more. I think all three of these are also draw this in your styles, but I'm not sure. This is some Legend of Zelda fan art. The first trailer of Tears of the Kingdom just came out, and I really wanted to make some fan art of it. I'm a really big Legend of Zelda fan, so I couldn't help myself. Here's some Agretsuko fan art. And a little house. Here I found my Posca markers again, drew Detective Pikachu. So after this page, I think I got accepted, or we're back to the moment that I am currently in the animation program. This was for one of the first assignments I did. It was a short lip sync assignment where I made this witch character, and I think she's supposed to be the grandma from Red Riding Hood, but instead of being the victim that gets eaten by the wolf, she's a witch that controls the wolf in the end. This is also for a freelance project. Just some doodles. Well, some Drag Race fan art, and the right side is also for a draw this in your style. I really like how the colors came out in that one. Here's a drawing of one of my original characters. His name is Austin. I think I made this character back in 2016, so he's been around in my head for a really long time. I just don't draw him that often, but yeah, I really should draw him more often. I really still like this character. His backstory is that he can see ghosts and he goes on adventures with them. Right here I did an Instagram poll, I think, where I asked people to send me some short prompts or emojis, and I would make silly little drawings of it. I really like the colors of this one. I think it turned out really pretty. You'll see that I mainly draw portraits here. That was what I was most comfortable with drawing for a long time. I found drawing entire bodies quite intimidating, so instead of trying to practice them, I just kept to my comfort zone for a long time. But yeah, oh well. I'm going to skip this page. Right here, I try to make some bear drawings with my eyes closed. Like, I draw bears very often. I wanted to know how much of these bear drawings were like memorized in my hands, or I think you can still really tell that they're bears. I think it's really cute. That's all for that sketchbook. As you could tell, the pages were awful to keep flat, to just draw in. Here's the next sketchbook. This sketchbook I started while I was in my first year at the animation course. I think this is my favorite sketchbook from my art school days. Here I asked my classmates to draw on the first page of my sketchbook. I love that I did this. It's really fun to just look back at everyone's different styles. Someone also drew a big peepee in there that I have to cover up. We had to make a short lip sync animation, and my idea was to take a clip from RuPaul's Drag Race and animate it. They have some really expressive moments that I thought would be really fun to animate. And right here I tried to come up with a character design for this drag queen called Ginger Minge. I didn't want to make it too difficult for myself to have to animate this character, so I tried to make it a little bit simple. Just a little disclaimer, I'm currently recording this part of the voiceover a few weeks later. I had a really bad cold, which affected my voice quite a bit, and it made me cough a lot. So if I sound a bit more hoarse or sickly, that's the reason why. I think this was inspired by a podcast that I listened to at the time called, I think, No Sleep Podcast. It had a really cool story with trees that would sort of eat people that I try to explore within my drawings. Yeah, I turned this sketch into a sticker that you can see on the cover. Here are some more sketches with Posca marker. Not very happy with how these turned out, but that's fine. On the right side, some more sketches of the Drag Race lip sync that I tried to make. I think these are pretty close to how the final animation looks. Here are some character explorations for a lumberjack. Here I tried to make a redraw of a screen cap from Fantastic Mr. Fox, one of my favorite animated movies. And here's a group picture of all the D&D characters we made for the campaign that never actually ended up happening. Some expression studies for Ginger Minge. I really wanted to exaggerate how she would react to stuff. basic sketches. Here I made a draw this in your style. I think I made this when I hit around 5,000 followers on Instagram, not entirely sure. At the time I posted this bear illustration that the algorithm apparently really liked, and it pushed to a lot of people. And within about a week I gained about 5,000 followers on Instagram. So I just wanted to celebrate that. Ever since then, I have been slowly losing all those followers, and my engagement on Instagram kinda sucks right now, but oh well. Nothing I can do about that. I think those post-its were also for a quick animation assignment. And these are more sketches for stickers that are once again on the cover. And here I made a little sketch of Aart Staartjes. He was a presentator on Sesame Street in the Netherlands. And he was like a big part of my childhood. And when he passed away, I wanted to make a little tribute drawing for him. I think most of the sketches in this sketchbook are just mind blurbs that I wanted to put down, practice drawing faces or different kinds of bodies. Here I discovered Persona 5. And as you can see, one of my favorite characters is Ryuji. Right here I made some sketches of my D&D character, as if he could be one of the villains within a Persona game. I made his character look really exaggerated, and I love how evil I made him look within these drawings. Here are some of the first sketches of this character I made for the first children's book I illustrated. It's called Lieve Lies, and it's called Sweet Susie in the English translation. Here I was exploring what I wanted Lies to look like. I already knew that she would be a little duckling, but I wanted her to have like a sort of accessory that would make her stand apart from the other animals that I would be drawing within this children's book. And I decided that for her I wanted it to be this red cloth around her neck. Some sketches for another stop motion animation I made. Around this time I was really obsessed with Animal Crossing, and I was looking into making stickers of most of the characters. I never ended up making those into stickers. I did end up making some of the cat characters into stickers in the end. This page is also a little tribute to my childhood dog that passed away. I think this was like a week after she died. And I really tried to capture some memories and just the way she looks within these pages. On the right side I made a portrait of one of my former roommates. Yeah, I think I really captured her likeness really well in this sketch. I'm really proud of it. Something else I tried to do later in this sketchbook was use colored pencil for like a base drawing and then go over it with either a really thin fine liner or like a thicker brush pen. Here I made some Moomin fan art. I think I ended up using these sketches for a print I sold for a while on Etsy. I still really like the movements of these. They feel very cozy and fun. I love them. I'm gonna be honest, like half of these sketches, I have no idea what the purpose of these were. I think just some stories I had in my head at the time that I wanted to make characters for. These are some sketches for, I think, clay pin designs I wanted to make to also sell on my Etsy. Here's another figure drawing that I made. Really like what I did with the Posca, just to line around it. Some vague drawings and a very cute duck. This was the sketch for another Draw This in Your Style I did at the time. Here I made like a pirate's version of my D&D character and two other characters, a lumberjack and some nerdy guy. Don't know what for. Here is some more Animal Crossing stuff on the left side, and as you can see on the right, I first wanted to make the stickers that I put on the cover of my sketchbook. I wanted to make them clear, but I didn't like how it was entirely see-through, so I ended up just making them with a fully colored background. These are also for another school assignment. I can't remember exactly what the assignment itself was, but I ended up placing these in Photoshop and making just like one big sort of landscape collage of these. More figure drawing studies. If I remember correctly, this was already around COVID time, and we had to do some of these figure drawing studies at home, just using pictures we found on the internet. Of course, we weren't able to attend actual figure drawing classes around COVID, so we did what we could at the time. Also, I tried to approach the figure drawing in different kinds of ways. Here I tried to explore the forms using circles to like fill up the body shapes. And within the other drawings I tried only using outlines and stuff, or here I made just sort of colored blobs and filled in the details afterward. It was a really fun exercise. I liked it. I also think they still look really, really good. Fine liner studies. At the time, I can really tell that I was into my very thin fine liner. I could get really subtle, nice shading with it. I think that's why I used it a lot. Here's a very simple doodle of my OC again. Yeah, very subtle. I know that it's my OC, but you can't really tell. Here are some thumbnail sketches I wanted to make for more Legend of Zelda fan art, but I never got the time to work these out. These are some thumbnail sketches for a comic I made when I was like, I think around 12 years old or something, and I wanted to make a redraw of it. Here are some more character explorations of my OCs. I now gave my OC Austin a friend. He's called Renee. They're just childhood friends, and now when they're adults they help each other. At the top here you can see I made another list again for a 30-day challenge. I love these little guys, these fish prints that I made that's having an existential crisis. I think these would work really well as stickers, to be honest. Maybe I should do something with it. Yeah, at the time I was really into these prompts, or these short prompts I made for a 30-day challenge, where I tried to make character designs that looked very royal and chic. Even right here I made a deep sea diver look very royal-like, which is really fun. Yeah, Instagram gave me drawing prompts Just quick little sketches to fill up the last few pages of this sketchbook, since I didn't know what to draw in it and I was really done using this one. I wanted to start a new one and get some fresh inspiration. I ended up filling quite a few pages with these prompts that people gave me. And here are some more sketches of my classmates, or my classmates made for me. And some other stuff I just stuck in there. Now on to the next sketchbook. This is a small, very inexpensive sketchbook I bought for myself. I called it my poop doodle sketchbook, mainly to take the pressure off to make pretty illustrations. I really wanted this tiny sketchbook to be a place where I could quickly write down my ideas, make quick little thumbnail sketches. The stickers on the front and the back are some stickers I made myself. These were for a multiple animators project that I worked on, and these were just some characters I designed for it. Right here on the cover are also 2 stickers I designed. And right here you'll see that I draw a lot of storyboards in here. Most of these were for my storyboard class at the time. Some were for my second year film that I made. And others are just thumbnail sketches or for small stories that I was working on at the time. A large part of the sketchbook is just notes from class or ideas that I had that I'll just quickly flip through since they aren't that interesting. This little drawing is for a friend of mine. I think he did an experimental illustration and I drew a little angry bear for it. These are, for example, for my second year film. I think exploration for how I wanted the opening scene to be. These were for a seminar I did. Some more quick sketches. This is also for my second year film. Just a character that I was exploring. I wanted them to be very, how do I say it? Extravagant? Very, or flamboyant is maybe the word, I'm not entirely sure. Really like the little guy with the very big sweater. Half of these notes I don't even know what they're for anymore, so that's why I'm flipping through them very quickly. Yeah, and right here you can see first sketches I made for the characters that I made for the multiple animators project that I pasted on the cover. I made these cats with traditional, I think, Eastern European folklore clothing. I wanted it to be a bit fantasy fair-like and use a lot of color in them, and I think I succeeded pretty well in it. This is one of the only detailed sketches I made within the sketchbook. I really enjoy drawing my bears from the side view, where I have this curve from the roundness of the head going straight to the nose. I'm not sure how to describe it exactly, but I really love drawing that shape. Some more quick sketches of one of the characters from my second year film. Here's a little house. More houses. I think this was for a diorama project we had to do for school, and I was exploring how I wanted mine to look like. I'm pretty sure I used Pinterest references for this one. I think this was the layout of how I wanted the diorama to or to have to cut it out of like cardboard and stuff. Just some pen sketches. This is more storyboard stuff for my second year film. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Some random chickens that I drew with pen. I think they're really funny and expressive. Some of the only pencil sketches I made for my second year film. And this little guy is a character a friend of mine, Roxy, made. I think he's really funny. I can tell at the time I was really into cats. I think the multiple animators project that I designed the cat characters for really inspired me at the time to just want to draw many cats. This was for another school assignment that actually aired on TV. It's this program called 2 voor 12. And I did a little animation for one of the quiz questions on there. More movie planning stuff. Again, some lists. I think most of these are to-do lists as well. These cats, I also made some stickers of these. I wanted to make some cat stickers that were a little offensive, but still really cute. And I thought it would be funny to give these cats sweaters that said offensive words. So I was sketching them out here. Here are some of the first cover designs for the children's book I illustrated. I think it's for the first one. In the end, I didn't end up actually using these thumbnails that I made. Just some more bear doodles, some movie stuff, I think. Also around this time, I think I was participating in this minor for interactive narrative design. It was a really fun minor. It was also given by HKU. It was quite intense, like we had to do a lot in quite a short time, but I had a really great time there. Would very much recommend. Here are the squirrel sketches for the second Lievelie's book that I got to illustrate. Just, the first explorations of how I thought I could draw the squirrel within the style of Lievelie's that I had already established within the first one. These kettles and pots on the right side were also for the second book. It's a book centered around autumn and exploring the beauties of nature around that time. Alright, fun story here. At the time, I really wanted to make a concept for a game where there's this bear character that wanted to open its own restaurant or cafe within the woods that would give food to the other animals. Around this time, I also found out that this game just had come out called Bear and Breakfast that basically is the same idea, except for with just a restaurant, it has opened a B&B. Quite funny that at the same time this game came out, I was also exploring something that was very similar to this idea. Now for the last sketchbook. I'll also put the names of the artists that made the stickers up on screen. This by far is the sketchbook that I put the most effort in. I really wanted to make pretty illustrations within this one, in contrast to the last sketchbook that I showed you. Yes, right here. I started this sketchbook in 2020, I believe, if I'm reading it correctly. So during COVID. On the right, you can see some exploration for my second year student film. And on the left, I just wrote down some things that I wanted to practice and explore within the sketchbook. I really try to use more colors and different kinds of media within here. Also, I think there are many character designs actually within this sketchbook that I was exploring. Ever since I was a child, I think my main focus has been to draw or to try and draw human-like characters a lot. I also find it one of the most difficult things to draw, but that doesn't stop me from continuing on practicing. Like right here on the right side was just a sketch that I completely fucked up. I think I used acrylics here and I did not know how to work with it, so it kind of ruined the page, but oh well, that's part of the process, I guess. Here I made some character designs of candle-like characters that I think are really fun. And some more explorations of my second year student film character that you've seen a few times by now. It's meant to be this sort of androgynous, godlike character that just walks among the stars. I think it's one of the coolest character designs I've come up with so far. On the left side is some sort of fan art of this song Tous les mêmes from Stromae. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, and I really wanted to draw something while listening to it. Here you can see some more just trying to plan out certain projects, thumbnails, and just writing down my thoughts along with it. And on this page I really explored with mixed media, trying to use and paste different things within. From this point on, so the first few pages were from 2020, and from this point on it's 2023. This was for a school project. I wanted to make this sort of fictional game for my portfolio where you would play as a little gnome character that would try to open their own restaurant. I still really want to explore that idea more. I still really like it. Here just some more quick studies and sketches done with pencil. Another one of my OCs again. And I think I was exploring some sticker ideas on the right side. And this is the last page, if I'm correct. Just some studies and another OC of mine. Oh, and here is some more. The sketchbook brand that I was using. I still have a lot of pages left in this sketchbook, and I might continue on. At the moment I'm working on a smaller sketchbook, so I think I'll finish that one up first before I'll continue drawing within that one. So you might be able to see this sketchbook again in a future sketchbook tour, who knows. Overall I really enjoy that sketchbook. The paper quality is really nice and I really like the drawings I've made in it so far. What I also really like is, now looking back, I can really see how much I've improved from the first sketchbook to now this last one. That's really motivating and fun to see. So yeah, I'm really glad I filmed this. I would really like to thank you guys for watching and taking your time to sit down with me and watch this long ass video. If you want to support me, you can like this video and maybe check out my other social medias if you're interested in more of my art. And yeah, okay, that's it. Goodbye.